Welcome to the Frame Solutions podcast. I wasn't going to record this episode, but I figured I need to record it right now. Hence why I'm looking like this. Hi, my name is Faith, and I lost my job. I got my dream job, and I lost it. Let's dive into this. This is a raw video. I'm coming at you the way I am because I figured I need to talk about this. In this generation, many people are losing their jobs, and I happen to be one of the statistics. 2023 was a tough year for me, and the end was even tougher. I had my dream job. I loved everything about my job. I loved the work I was doing. I loved my bosses. Everything, I loved it. But as the year came to an end, I got an email from my director telling me my position was made redundant because of no funds, no money to keep me. Well, I'm so expensive to be kept at a job. And during this whole time, I've had this navigation of all these feelings. Today it just hit me that I can have a PhD and still be unemployed. That's the truth of the matter, and I don't want to quote it. I know many people are going through restructuring. Many companies are losing their staff, not because they want to lose their staff, but because of the economic crisis that's going on. There's a recession going on. Probably some companies overhired during the pandemic to meet up with the work that was left undone when the pandemic just ended. Sometimes it's just about the timing. I had big plans for my project that I was working on. It's a big cause. I'm a biotechnologist. I work in generating antivirals to treat different virus diseases. And when I got this email, I read it. I crumbled. 2 months earlier, I just lost my dad, and I had to travel back to my home country, Uganda, to lay my dad to his final resting place. I had a few things I was still working on my project, but as soon as I got back to Australia, my contract ran out at the end of the year. Today is March 15th, 2024, and I'm jobless. So in this video, I'm going to discuss my emotions, what I've learned through this period, and what's the way forward for me. The feelings were of disappointment. At some point I was thinking, okay, how can I study to the highest level and still have to struggle to have a source of employment? It hit me so hard, and I'm like, now I have to go back to the job searching. I have to go back and try to prove my worth to people who I'm applying to. I have to go back and rewrite the same cover letters, the same resumes I've written over the years, telling someone to believe in me and give me a job. It hit me so hard, and I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? All this knowledge that I've garnered over the years, when it comes to project management, when it comes to resilience, when it comes to the technical bits of my craft and my studies. I have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a PhD, and working experience on top of that. But all those things do not count when no one is going to employ you. So my feelings were of disappointment in myself and also in the economy. And that disappointment, I channeled it to something else. I decided to explore my passion. I've always wanted to coach people. I've coached so many people, and many of my clients have gotten the good things in their careers, in their lives. I'm a person who believes in people. I decided to do more of my coaching, and I also decided to concentrate on my personal YouTube channel, Faith Lizzie's Corner. I decided to now do things that I have control over. However much I have a PhD, I'm at the mercy of the employer who will see my value and give me a job. I don't want this to be the norm for myself. I was so angry at the situation and thinking I have to go back and look for a job. This was a job I loved. I loved it because I loved the cause. I loved the project we were working on. I loved the work I was doing. Every day that I woke up to go to my work was fulfillment, because I know for the world to be healthy, we have to have drugs, treatment for the different viral diseases that continue to rage rampant in the communities. We saw it with the pandemic. If we didn't have biotechnologies, we wouldn't have had the vaccines that we got in a short time. I know my skills are needed, but right now I need to prove to another employer to give me a job. It got me thinking about my career. once more. I love to plan my career. In fact, the reason why I started the Frame Solutions is to coach early career professionals on how to advance their careers. I had made myself a 5-year plan, and in my 5-year plan, there was never a thing of being laid off, losing my job. So I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out what I need to do to move my career in the direction that I want it. With studying, I've studied to the highest level of studying. I have a PhD. I'm a doctor of philosophy. So if I have a PhD and I'm looking for a job in something I enjoy, because based on my career clarity, I want to do biotechnology. That's my cup of tea. That's my expertise. That's where I feel I'm utilizing all my strength, my passion, my zeal in seeing that we create tools that can solve any problems that we are having in the world when it comes to making the world a better place. I decided to channel my energy in something else. I've always had these passion projects I always wanted to work on, but I never had the time because my time was divided in being an employee and also my family. I'm a mom of 2 and also being a wife. I never really had time to explore my passions, and this time I was given an opportunity to explore my passions. Despite that I'm starting out exploring these passions, I've also found that fulfillment because I know my values. I believe in women empowerment. I believe in education. I believe in supporting the young generation to achieve the goals they've set. I believe everyone should work at a job they enjoy, and that's what I've been doing. I decided to concentrate on Faith Liz's Corner YouTube and also the Frame Solutions coaching and YouTube plus podcast. My way forward right now is to put myself first, to put my interests first. However much I need to have a job to give me a source of income, to keep my livelihood going, I believe I need to have a passion for something that I can do. And my passion has turned out that I enjoy what I'm doing right now. I enjoy filming these videos. I enjoy coaching early career professionals. I enjoy sharing lessons that I've learned on my career journey. And it's been worthwhile. When it comes to my professional side of being a biotechnologist, I still want to get a biotechnologist job because I believe I can contribute to making the world a better place through the innovations that we do in the biotechnology sector. But the problem right now is I have to convince the next employer that I have what it takes for them to take me on. As a person who coaches early career professionals, I know how to write a good resume. I know how to package my cover letter, and I know how to go for an interview and ace it. But again, there are no jobs. Every now and then I have to check my circles, my networks, the job boards we have in Australia, and the job I'm looking for is not there. Ever since I finished my PhD in 2019, I've only worked for 3 years, from 2021 to the end of 2023. Those are 3 years. And if a job is requesting 5 years working experience, where am I going to get the other 2? Working in Australia? Because earlier on in my career, I was doing more of clinical research. I was not in the biotechnology sector. But now, I'm looking for a biotechnologist job. And that job often requires 3 to 5 years of working experience. And for me to get a job, I would want to get a job higher than what I was getting. In fact, some of the jobs that I've applied for and had interviews, the pay is below what I was getting at my previous job. And I'm wondering, should I just carve in and take those low paying jobs? However much I have to use the same skills that I've gained to get to the level that I'm on? Or because I need money? You see, there's all these dynamics that comes in when it comes to having a job, having a source of income, and being so long out of working. I don't want to take 6 months without getting a job. If an employer sees that gap in your working experience, they'll ask, what happened? Where were you for 6 months? So there are all these technicalities that I need to maneuver, but I'm keeping myself open to any opportunity. I'm applying for jobs. I'm speaking to my network. I am putting myself there to show the world what I have to offer. So My dear listener and a person watching this video, what can you learn from this? One thing you have to learn is you have to have a career plan. However much my career plan existed and it didn't have an opening for a redundancy and a layoff, this happened. When it happened, it kind of got me on the offside because you had applied for grant funding, and when the 2 grants you applied for didn't come through, the automatic answer from my bosses was, we don't have what to pay you. So as much as we want to keep you, we cannot keep you on because we don't have the funds to pay your annual salary. That meant I had to be laid off. So having a career plan means that you sit down and evaluate your career right now. However much you might be in a hard place as I am, look at what can you do in this space. If I was laid off in December and it's March the 15th, a Friday, what can I do in those 3 months that can move my career ahead? Can I improve on my connections? Can I learn a given skill, say a life skill like videography, like coding, like photography, like carpentry? Can I explore a passion project that I've kept up for a long time? Can I do something else other than just sitting and waiting to be at the mercies of the employer? Take it from me, I've been doing these YouTube videos. My channels haven't gotten a lot of traction, but that's okay. I'm learning. I'm exploring something that I put off for a very long period of time. And it's great that I'm putting my energy somewhere else where I have total control of what I do. Me deciding to become a digital creator is having control of my time, having control of the skills that I have, and also putting to use the skills that I have and learning something new. We all communicate through videos. You watch videos, you watch TV, everything that you see nowadays is more of in a communication of a video form or a communication in a way that we use visuals. So this is a skill I'm honing in this period of my layoff. So ask yourself today, what skill can I decide to hone in this discomfort that I'm in? That's one of the things I've done. And also I decided to go on a personal development journey. I've been on this personal development journey for a long time. I read a lot of books. I'm an avid reader. In fact, my purchases changed from buying clothes to buying books because there's so much information that I've been able to learn from books. And today, I got myself a new book. It's here, wrapped in this Amazon paper. I'm going to read it because I believe it might have the answers that I'm looking for. Recently, I was reading The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, and I've done an episode on my podcast that will be linked in the description of this. This obstacle of losing my employment was not really an obstacle. It gave me an opportunity to learn something, to dedicate my time on things that I'd put off for a long period of time. I turned my obstacle into an opportunity of me going on this personal development journey, and I would want to explore it further. I'm not bashing being an employee, but I understand that if I decide to create something for myself, down the road it will pay off. So right now ask yourself, what can I do in this period of my discomfort if you're laid off? Probably you'll take a holiday to just recoup and get your mindset in the right frame. Probably you can learn a new skill. Probably you can explore some passions that you had put off for a long period of time and choose to do something that you enjoy, you know. So that's what I've used this time. And right now I feel I can start looking for jobs because I've had that mindset rewiring. I've had to go through those emotions of being laid off from my dream job. I loved my job. And in fact, the reason why I worked for a small biotech company is because I believe in their cause. I believe in the mandate they have to generate therapeutics and drugs that are going to help our world, that are going to cure these diseases that are so rampant in our society. So what can we learn from this season if you're being laid off? learn that you are always at the mercy of your boss. In whatever organization you're working for, if it's not your own business, you are at the mercy of your boss. A friend of mine told me that, Faith, you love your job so much. We were having a discussion sometime and she said, you love your job so much, but if today, God forbid, you dropped dead, 2 days later, they'll have someone to come in to do your work. So, as you go to work for your bosses, think of different ways that you yourself, you can develop yourself. Because if you have those developed skills in you, those life skills, they can take you further than you having to rely on a job. And I've also learned that however much the future may seem so bright, always have a cushion for any eventualities. When it comes to your career, always have a cushion for any eventualities. You never know what will happen. A cushion means that as you work, create yourself a safety buffer. Have some money saved that can help you go through some challenges that you might face. Have something that you can go to in case everything fails. And that has meant that me and my husband, we put aside a given chunk of money. Every fortnight we are paid. And it's that money that has taken us through these 3 months. So always have a safety net that you can go to anytime. The layoff does not define me. In fact, I was writing a cover letter recently and I had to express that fact and air it out, tell this person I'm writing to give me a job, that despite me loving my job, the economy could not sustain my position. So I had to be laid off and I had to state it clearly because that's not a failure on my side. I don't run the economy. I don't give grants. I don't fund any project. I'm just an employee. But if that has happened, can I use it as a setback or can I use it as an opportunity? I've decided to take it as an opportunity that can help me move ahead. So that's the same mindset I would want you to adopt. Right now, I'm back to job searching and hopefully I find a job that will fit what I'm looking for. However much I'm looking for a job, I just don't want to take any opportunity. I want to take an opportunity that will allow me thrive because of my values. My values are things that I really believe in, and I believe for me to do work at this level that I'm on, I should do fulfilling work. So if you've learned something from this episode, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's been more of a vulnerable episode, but I figured I needed to talk about it because these are things that are not usually discussed by people. And me opening up and sharing with you my story is to tell you that this can also happen to you. So create that buffer system. Look at your job and ask yourself, if I'm laid off today, what can I do or what will I do? And also plan for any eventualities. I hope you've learned something from this episode. And if you have, please rate and review wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe to this podcast. Share it with your family, friends, and those that you think are interested in career development. Also, follow me on the socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. The username is The Frame Solutions. I can't wait to speak to you in the next episode. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.